Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here. Coming at you with another Football Stars binder video. This is, I believe, binder number 5 for us. I do apologize I did not get um, my video up for this binder actually last week up, since I had a pretty bad migraine there Saturday evening into Sunday. So just didn't feel like doing that, and so now I'm finally coming to you a week later. So hopefully you guys are ready just to take a look at some more cards with me and see my collection and my thought process, I guess. So this binder is entirely all players that start with the letter M. There's a lot of guys for some reason have that last name as their main letter. So, and then pretty soon we'll be doing, I think, N through R, and then we'll have one more book and we'll be done. And we'll go into the Hall of Famers. Let's go ahead and get started. First off is Mr. Khalil Mack on his rookie card. We got just one card so far, Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully, when his cards come back down the earth, maybe someday we can pick up a few. We got Mr. Eli Manning, who hopefully will be a future Hall of Famer. I think those Super Bowls really help his case. So we got a few cards of his. Got Mr. Brandon Marshall. Don't think he's playing anymore. Retired at least about 2 or 3 years ago. But kind of troubled. Kind of had I guess an attitude problem with the Broncos. But put together still a pretty solid career. We'll see if he makes a Hall of Fame or not. Had lots of touchdowns. But we got quite a few cards of his with a lot of the Broncos cards that people have given me. So I'm definitely not complaining there. Got Mr. Derek Mason. Had a lot of yardage and a decent amount of touchdowns during his career. So he made my cut of players to add to this. Rashean Mathis. Pretty good cornerback. Jaguars. Got Terrence Mathis, pretty good special teams player and wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Key contributor to them getting to the Super Bowl in 1998 slash 1999. Got Clay Matthews. I have no idea if he's related to the current Clay Matthews or not, but he was up for, I think, election to the Hall of Fame. Did not make the cut, but over 1,000 tackles. Pretty tenacious defender. And we follow up the current Clay Matthews. So just got a few cards of his so far. Got Mr. Baker Mayfield, who played his way back into my binder. Had a pretty good 2020 rebound from 2019. So hopefully he'll keep that up and the Browns will be a successful team. I'd love to actually see him win a Super Bowl. And, not be a meme team that's always losing. I got Ed McCaffrey, of course, Broncos legend. This is an 8x10 that I've had for years. Sadly, it's gotten kind of sun faded. But this was one that he was signing at Bass Pro's grand opening in 2005. And unfortunately, my dad had missed him by about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. But they were still handing out some of the extra photos because he had to go. So, still got a cool photo and I've kept it ever since. I got Keenan Mcardo. I decided to add him recently. Didn't have a necessarily ton of touchdowns, but a lot of yardage, again, a lot of receptions. LaShawn Shady McCoy. Probably going to retire, but did get a Super Bowl ring. Or, yeah. I think he went to the Buccaneers. Because he's on the Chiefs previously. So I think he got 2 Super Bowls in a row. We got Devin Mccourty, part of the McCourty twins. Gerald McCoy, not really good anymore, but he was somebody to be reckoned with. Willis McGahee, over 10,000 yards in his career, was a really good pickup for the Broncos there with Peyton Manning. We got Mr. Willie McGinnis, who I decided to add into the binder. Pretty good Patriots player. Guy McIntyre, I believe he was like a 5-time Pro Bowler, so he was definitely worth adding. It's kind of hard to gauge offensive linemen, so I just kind of go off of Pro Bowls. Steve McMichael, another really good Bears offensive lineman. Maybe he'll get in the Hall of Fame, you never know. Eric McMillan, pretty solid safety for the Jets for a little while there. Donovan McNabb, Eagles legend. Cannon for an arm and really good mobility. So pretty cool. I've had this rookie card before, so I was happy to get that again. Steve Mcnair. We got a lot of Steve Mcnair cards. I actually gave some to a coworker because he's a big Steve Mcnair fan. I gave him all the duplicates. So there must have been about a stack, about 50 cards for him. He was like, whoa. And I think there's some Eddie Georges in there and a whole bunch for him. So he got a blast out of those. So yeah, we got a pretty nice, I guess, Steve McNair collection going. Really sad how he was murdered by his girlfriend. Pretty good player. I don't even think, I think he wasn't even retired yet when that happened. I can't remember. He may have may still been with the Ravens as a backup. And we got Mr. Freeman Mcnail. For some reason, I've just always liked him. I don't know why. Had like pretty much the most, I think, yardage for a Jets running back, I believe. Not a lot of touchdowns, but the yardage is kind of what gets me for him. I think he had over 7,000. Carl Mecklenburg, the White Rhino. Eric Metcalf, another really good special teams player, but also could do a little bit of running back and wide receiver. But primarily he's in here for his special teams stats. We got Mr. Keith Millard, Defensive Player of the Year, I think in 1989 or 90. Forget which one. Anthony Miller had about 50 touchdowns. Kind of retired early. I think he had an injury. But was pretty good with the Broncos in the mid-90s. They stole him from the Chargers. So he was a solid pickup. So I always like to put him in there. Kind of a forgotten about, underrated receiver, I think. Heath Miller retired early as well, but still had really good stats for a tight end. Von Miller, I don't even know, is he still on the Broncos after his fiasco deal with his girlfriend? I have no idea. We'll see what comes of him. I don't know. He got injured, and I don't know anymore, Mr. Von Miller. Hopefully he gets his thinking on track and doesn't say stupid stuff like that. Mr. Sam Mills, who sadly passed away after his career. Really, really good linebacker. Lots of tackles, was fast. And yeah, you did not want to be near him if you had the ball. So he makes the cut for sure. Joe Mixon, doing pretty good with the Bengals with their rushing attack. Hopefully their quarterback Bo Burrows has a nice recovery and they can be successful. Max Montoya, another really good Pro Bowl lineman. I think 4 or 5 Pro Bowls as well. I think that might be his rookie card, but I'm not sure on that one. 83. We got Mr. Herman Moore. Sean Hewitt would definitely like this section here. He was kind of like the Megatron before Megatron. Tall, lanky receiver. Could reach over a lot of the cornerbacks, so he was good. We got Nat Moore, another kind of forgotten about Miami Dolphins wide receiver, but he had a pretty decent amount of touchdowns that I thought he was worth adding in here. 70s and 80s player. Rob Moore, another guy, about 50 touchdowns. I think injuries also. Retired with the Cardinals in like 1999 or so. So, but I like collecting his cards. So he's in here. Got Stanley Morgan, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame, but I guess maybe because he played in some dismal Patriots teams back in the day, they just don't want to give it to him. I don't know. But played until about 1990. Steve Grogan. Got Don Mosbar, another pretty decent offensive lineman. C.J. Mosley. Not as elite as he used to be, but still fast. Still really good tackler. Got Mark Mosley. One of the more accurate kickers. And one of the last to do it from like where they just drop straight back, like the old style kicking. Rather than where they kind of go off to the, I think, the right a little bit. I think that's, if I'm thinking in my head right. Santana Moss, another really fast receiver. Decent amount of touchdowns as well. Yardage as well. So I added him. Mr. Eric Moulds, one of my boss's favorite Bills player. I personally think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I guess because played for the Bills, so they don't seem to pay attention much. So I played for a long time. We're almost getting there to the end. We got Mushin Muhammad. Another maybe underrated, forgotten about wide receiver, but he was really good. Bears and Panthers. He would just catch everything. It's kind of fun to watch some old football games to see him. And finally, we had a Chargers legend, Chuck Muncie, who again was another really good yardage and touchdown running back. So that's it for binder, I think 4 or 5, whatever this is. All players, the last name M. So next one will be, I think, N through R. So be on the lookout for that next week. Hopefully I'll have that up for you guys. So thanks for watching and all the support on the series. Appreciate you guys. So talk to you later. Bye.